Welcome to The Awakening. My name is Israel Basha, and I am your host. I want to talk about something a little different. I wish to talk about the presidency. We, as a voting people, presented with the opportunity for change and the act of, yet no one wanted a woman to be president. And I'm not saying not all of America chose for a woman not to be a president. But what I'm saying is that 50 million of you chose for a woman not to be president. What says you when we verbally express that a woman cannot do the job of a man, and yet we fight for equality, we fight for women's lib, we fight for the given opportunity for a woman to sit as chairman, VP, CEO of a corporation. And yet, if you did not know that America is an industrial corporation, but in the Americas, there have been so much transition. There has been so much progression. There has been so much mobility upward to only find ourselves in position and still digress. And I'm speaking to the Americans who voted against the opportunity for change. America, let's talk about it. Welcome to The Awakening. My name is Israel Basha, and I am your host. Now, your argument was, I chose the lesser evil. Individuals with the opportunity and the privilege to vote. I ask you, since your argument biases with the emails, what says you of the elected official who not only tweets personal information, he is under scrutiny and investigation of treasoning, employing the efforts of other nations or countries to help him to succeed and win the presidency. He also continues to act in favor of Russia and Putin, also rejecting military aid and support to a fellow ally. He went further to disgrace the country by attacking other allies, including Europe. But your argument was Hillary Clinton's emails. A tax-paying citizen. Me being a citizen of the Americas and an individual who was brought up to cast a vote for equality and justice, liberty and sovereignty, stands in the midst of awe when I see what America chose to represent the American people. Allow me to read an article by Kimberly Amadio, updated June 25th, 2019, titled 14 of Hillary Clinton's Major Accomplishments. Let me begin. Hillary Clinton's accomplishments have been centered around health care, the military, and families, especially women and children. Can we say that about President Donald Trump? What says you, America? Do you feel that Donald Trump's political goals have been centered around health care, the military, and families, especially women and children? The first to affect the economy because health care and defense are the two biggest expenses in the federal budget, according to Kimberly Amadio. The combined cost of Medicare, Medicaid, and military spending are $1.757 trillion, or in percentage terms, it is 42% of the total government spending. The First Lady Hillary Clinton, she chaired the task force on health care reform that drafted the 1993 Health Security Act. Although Congress didn't pass it, it laid the groundwork for the Affordable Care Act, which inspired President Barack Obama's Obamacare. It also cleared the way for the Children's Health Insurance Program. She worked with Senators Edward Kennedy and Orrin Hatch, who sponsored the bill. It received $24 billion, paid for by a 15-cent tax on cigarettes. Utilizing the efforts of cigarettes other than deaths and the health medical concerns it caused, she made it benefit towards something. Can we say the same for Donald Trump? She added $1 billion for an outreach program to help states publicize the program and sign up recipients. It provides health care to more than 8 million children. In 1994, she championed the Violence Against Women that provides financial and technical assistance to states to help them develop programs that stop domestic violence, sexual assaults, and stalking. And in 1995, she also created the Department of Justice Office on Violence Against Women. America, what says you? She supported the 1997 Adoption and Safe Families Act. Representative Nancy Johnson, a Republican, sponsored the bill. It facilitated the adoption of foster children. It also allows states and local agencies greater flexibility on how to spend federal funds. She also lobbied Congress for the 1999 Foster Care Independence Act. Senators John Shaffey, Republican, Rhode Island, and Tom DeLay, Republican of Texas, sponsored the bill. The act almost doubled federal spending for programs that help teenagers leave foster care after they turn 18. The programs help them complete their education, find jobs, and become self-sufficient. Again, America, what says you? As U.S. Senator, she urged ratification of the START Treaty in 2010, The treaty limits the United States and Russia to 1,550 strategic deployed nuclear warheads, which is down from the 2,200. She introduced the Pediatric Research Equity Act. She worked with fellow New York Democrat Senator Chuck Schumer to get $21 billion in federal aid to help New York rebuild after the 9/11 attacks. She worked with Republicans to achieve full military health benefits to National Guard members and reservists, expanded Family Medical Leave Act to families with wounded veterans. As Secretary of State, she took the lead on drafting the negotiating the Trans-Pacific Partnership Trade Agreement. Once ratified, it would increase U.S. exports by $123.5 billion annually by 2025. Successfully, she concluded bilateral trade agreements with South Korea, Colombia, and Panama in 2011. She negotiated ceasefire between Israel and Hamas in 2012. She called the raid on Osama bin Laden's compound in Pakistan. She pushed the United Nations to impose sanctions on Iran in 2010. She was instrumental in negotiating the 2009 Copenhagen Climate Change Accord. America, what says you? I trusted you in voting for the right individual to lead a country which has struggled and grown and aged in prosperity, innovation, and diversity. But yet, in trusting you, you voted for popularity, character, acting ability. You voted for self-centered. You voted for a narcissist. You voted for incompetence. You voted for pride, bigotry. You voted for racism, hatred, division amongst the American people, segregation. What you didn't vote for is innovation, women's lib. You didn't vote for equality. You didn't vote for the fight that women can do a man's job, hold down a man's position as a VP, CEO, chairman. You didn't vote for the future of America's children to believe in the act of voting. You didn't vote for sovereignty, healthcare, education, retirement, justice. But we have to stand up and dust ourselves off and do our due diligence and investigate and research to make sure this time we put the right person in the White House. This time, close your eyes, close your ears, open your minds and your hearts so that you may see things and hear things clear. Let's show up and show out. Let's show up at the podiums and show out by voting. America, let's talk about it.
That they may have an opportunity to live in a country where the Constitution covers them the same way that it covers the white children. Enough is enough.
This is like an abusive relationship.
Their reaction is just like any other American. They felt like justice was not served. Welcome to the House of Basha, another moment where time has stood still for the African American community.
We tend to place people in positions to where we cannot reach.
The Awakening live stream is a Dallas-based podcast which embarks on current events, hot topics, religions, politics, and relationships. The Awakening live stream is an affiliation of the HOB House of Barsha Incorporated and Unique Products by ME. If you wish to comment on the episode, be on the Awakening live stream, or just have podcast suggestions, please do so by the following. You can email the Awakening live stream at gmail.com or the Awakening live stream at yahoo.com. Or simply call and leave a message at the following number, 214-924-9023. All calls and emails are subject to be played or read on air. We look forward in hearing from you, and we value your opinion. Thank you from all of us.